Hey everyone, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with the latest in my series on my all-time favorite movies. This time around, I'm going to be talking about my number 18 film, and that's Her, the Spike Jonze movie starring Joaquin Phoenix. And if you don't know much about this movie, because it is an independent movie, I don't think there was that big of an audience for it. It did get obviously well, not obviously, but it did get a theatrical run, and I think it did decent for an indie movie, but I don't think this movie has, apparently I want to say the word movie a whole lot. But this film didn't have, like, you know, a mass audience. And I think that's a shame because I thought it was extremely creative and extremely well done. Scarlett Johansson plays a voice in it, and she's great in it. It's very heart-wrenching in scenes and very beautifully shot, as most Spike Jonze movies are. If you don't know what this movie is, so it takes place in a future where operating systems are more advanced, computers are more advanced, so instead of needing to use like a computer, you have basically a tablet, but you can use it like a computer, and you can take it wherever you go. You know, it's not too far beyond what we have now, but the operating systems, they've taken like a thing like a Siri, for instance, and they've took it to the like umpteenth degree, and basically the operating system is smart enough to basically be an artificial intelligence. And Joaquin Phoenix plays like a lonely man who slowly but surely falls in love with his operating system, and it sounds like a very sci-fi movie, and obviously that's there's a sci-fi element there, but it's very intimate and emotional and affecting, and just really exceptionally well told. Like I'll give a slight spoiler here. Well, maybe not a slight spoiler, but I'll give a spoiler here, but it's not like over the. It's more of like a concept than the actual story of the film. There's a scene, for instance, where him and the operating system decided they want to have sex, and this is a mature film for anybody who is thinking otherwise. This is a mature film, and they decided they want to have sex, so they actually bring in a surrogate. And he has an earpiece where he can hear the operating system, and the person comes in and is essentially serving as the body of the operating system. And it's a very awkward and interesting and fascinating scene. And the reason why I tell you that is to give you an idea that like this isn't a movie that has like a kind of concept and then just kind of does its own thing. Like this is a movie that when it was written, it's very clear that they came up with the idea, but then they really extrapolated on it and really thought like what could happen as a result. Like if this was really happening in the world, what would they do in order to have it work? You know what I mean? Like, so because it's implied in the movie, and not even implied, stated that he's far from the only one who has this kind of more romantic relationship with his operating system. But at the core of this movie, it's a love story. It's just a love story told in a very non-linear, unique fashion, and you'll be amazed if you watch this movie, like how much you actually end up buying into the story, because it's off-putting at first, you know, like you're sitting there and you're kind of watching it and you're like, he's falling in love with his operating system, like that's kind of silly or whatever, but by the end, like you really like there's heartbreak in this movie, like and it is exceptionally well done, and I absolutely love this movie, obviously by the fact that it's one of my all-time favorite movies. And if you are interested in independent films or anything that's off the beaten path, I highly suggest you check this movie out. I absolutely adore it, and Spike Jonze is just such a great filmmaker. I love his work so much. If you don't know who Spike Jonze is, he's the guy behind movies like Being John Malkovich. He was also the guy behind all the Jackass movies, but he's a video director. Like he did a lot of he did the Fatboy Slim video from way back when, where it's the people dancing in front of the movie theater. He's just got such an amazing visual flair, and he's so great at telling stories in any number of ways that to me, he's one of the best filmmakers going these days. So I'm a huge fan of his. I'm a huge fan of this movie, and if you haven't heard of it or if you haven't seen it, check it out. I highly recommend it. But that's gonna be it for me, and if you've seen the movie, please comment below. If you haven't seen this movie but my review sounded interesting, let me know. And please hit that subscribe button. I'm always looking for new subscribers. And that's gonna be it for me, and have a nice day.